Howdy, guys. This is Free Range with Von Miller, the podcast that can't be contained. And on this week's episode, we'll talk about another Commanders loss, hop around the NFL and give my takes on all the headlines coming out of Week 14. And then we'll dive into the Free Range segment where we'll talk about the Diddy Doc, the Stream Awards, OBJ's comments, and then we'll cap the episode off with some of the questions from you in Miller's Mailbag. Let's get into it. Commanders check-in. It was another tough loss. This is 8 losses in a row. Never in my life have I lost 8 losses in a row in anything. They could be tic-tac-toe. It could be spades, dominoes. Never in my life have I lost, 8 games in a row like that. Let alone, I think our record is 3-11. Never had a record like that. But at this point in my life, I have learned to find the beauty in everything. And even though losing games like that is, you're like, what could be beautiful about that? There are life lessons to be learned each and every day. And one of my comments to my teammates was, as football players, we kind of get attached to the outcome of, the game that we play. Especially me. I've been to 3 Super Bowls, 1, 2, everywhere I went, like everything just turns into gold. Went to the Rams. We won a Super Bowl, went to the Buffalo Bills. I think we lost only 10 games, 11 games the whole time that I was there. Went to the playoffs each and every year. And, you come in here and you kind of expecting that, everywhere I go, I change the team, I change the culture. You kind of accept that to be part of your identity. I'm a winner. Everything I do, I win. It just becomes part of you. But then when you lose, you kind of associate that too. And you really just got to look at the whole thing. Just because you win Super Bowls, it don't make you a winner. And just because you lose, 11 games in a season, 8 in a row, it doesn't, make you a loser. Football is just something that we do. And of course, when you win and you're on top of the world, you're not living like that. But this is the part where I told you, you got to find beauty in everything. These are life lessons that I'm learning in real time. Just because, I lose on the football field or we're not having the type of success that we want on the football field, it doesn't make us a loser. We're so much more than that. We're men, fathers, brothers, sons, leaders in our community. And, the lessons that we learn, you got to carry it over into life. You're going to be hit with adversity. And that's what we're hit with. We had a lot of season-ending injuries, which is tough. One of the latest ones, Zach Ertz, it really hurt my heart. But at the same time, life is beautiful. I'm a 36-year-old man playing a child's game, year 15. I have 2 beautiful boys. I got a beautiful, daughter on the way. She'll be born in January. So it's so much in life for me to be appreciative of. And I think this may be, God's way, the universe's way to really separate me from the football field and take a look at my life and all the things that I have to be grateful for. So, Thanksgiving was last week and I was thankful for that and thankful for everybody involved in my life, thankful for my teammates, thankful to have the type of season that I'm having individually. 6 sacks through 13 games, still kicking. But at the same time, you lose and it doesn't make you a loser, per se. So tough loss, going into Minnesota, which is one of my favorite places to play. I love playing in Minnesota. It's one of the newer stadiums. The fans in Minnesota are amazing. Don't have any personal connection to those guys. I've been in Denver, Broncos country. I've been in LA with the Ramley, Bills Mafia. Now here, raising hell with the Commanders. But the Minnesota Vikings fans have always been one of my favorite fan bases, from the Skull Cloud to, the purple is iconic colors, purple and gold, the type of history that they had. And that stadium is amazing. It's built like a ship, like a Viking ship. And it's a great place for me personally, one of my favorite places to play. Didn't have the outcome that we wanted. I played Brian O'Neill. He's one of my favorite right tackles in the league. For one, he's one of the better tackles in the league, and every time I play him, he gives me a sack. So that's my guy. I don't switch jerseys with guys, too often, but Brian O'Neill was definitely one of the guys that I wanted, man. He's one of my favorite players. He's got a great personality. He's a dog. And, every time I play him, he gives me a sack. So appreciate you, Brian. And then, I had Coach Mockins over there. I played with Coach Mockins when he was in Denver. I respect the hell out of Coach Mockins going against Jettas and, Justin Jefferson. I played against his brother. That fan base and that team is definitely one of my favorite places to go. Just didn't have the type of outcome that we wanted. It started off, kind of, slow. It was just like a little chip here, a little chip there. We get to third down, they converted. Not big plays or anything like that, but they just methodically like chipped their way down the field and they score. We get the ball. We're doing the same, get a penalty, get the first down, get another penalty again, the first down. We get to the red zone, first down, run a little bit, get to the one, tackle for loss, third down, we try a pass. I think we dropped it, and then fourth down, we obviously have to go for it. We go for it, and it just slips out of Debo's hands, and we don't get the touchdown. And reverse the field, Vikings got the ball again, and they chipped their way down the field for a 20-play drive, and they score again. Now it's 14-0. So it was that was really like the whole game in a nutshell. And it was just, another, tough Commanders loss. What made this loss different than others will have to be seeing my good friend Zach Ertz get injured and tear his ACL, and he's down for the season. And that one, it hit home because I've been such a huge fan of Zach Ertz for a long time. He's had an amazing career, Pro Bowl tight end, Hall of Fame tight end. He's had all these amazing accolades. And even though I didn't know him personally, I felt like I did just by being aware of all his success. And, he has his beautiful wife and his beautiful children. And you just feel like you know people more than what you actually do, through the media and the type of successes they have. But coming here to the Commanders, that was definitely one of the guys that I gravitated towards. His energy, his aura is just amazing. He's one of the hardest working players that I've ever been around. I'm 35 years old, still going, and to see, that type of injury, it definitely hit home for me, and I could just empathize with him. Do I know if he's going to keep playing? We don't know. Do I know if he's going to try to come back and play again? It's really too early for that. But I definitely can empathize with him because I have been there before. I was 33 years old and tore my ACL on Thanksgiving Day, my first year with the Buffalo Bills. With all of this hype and all of this excitement about me being there, being the closer, being the weapon that they needed. I had 8 sacks in 9 games with the Buffalo Bills that year in 2022. And to get hurt on Thanksgiving in the first quarter, like it was definitely devastating. Obviously those events were 2 different things between me and Zach, but I can definitely empathize with him being 35 years old and, just where he is at this point in his career and, to be able to be hit with that type of adversity and to be able to like push through that. Like, I definitely wanted to be close with him. I always ride on bus 3, but I wanted to ride on bus 4 next to Zach. Like, I just wanted to, just be there. Like, he can I just wanted to be there for him to like lean on me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Theo, the type of guy that I am. Like,
yeah, for sure.
It's kind of like, you want to be
What's
positive.
that conversation like though? Those first words that you something. What you say to him?
So it's kind of like you want to be positive, but being positive can come across as being disrespectful. And then you want to be realistic too, but being too realistic can come across as negative. You want to be close to him, but you want to give him his space too. So it was kind of just like me just being there. Like I was just, I was just being there. And then you don't want to look at him, but you don't want to like be staring at him. You like you want to like. It's kind of like I just wanted to be there with my energy, and if he needed anything from me, if he wanted to ask me a question, like anything, like I just, he was there, he was on the phone. I just wanted to be close to him. Like I just, like some of the things that I always talk about, like when it comes to rushing a passer, obviously I play 15 years, I can do that. When it comes to being a good teammate, I can beat on my chest and kind of toot my own horn on there. Like it's just something that I'm good at, that I really enjoy doing. I love being a great teammate. And that's just what I wanted to do for Zach, man. And you just got to find those spaces, like, and when he reaches out to you, you just got to be there. When he needs somebody to lean on, you got to be there. When he FaceTimes you, you got to pick it up or call him right back. Like text him right back. Like I just wanted to be available, to him. So it was definitely a tough one, man, but he'll bounce back. Me knowing Zach and the type of guy that he is, whether he plays, he's going to bounce back. Whether he doesn't want to play again, he had an amazing career. Like his personality and his kids, like this is not the last time we see Zach Ertz. He's going to be on TV. He's going to be on movies. It's not the end of it. It's just a tough situation that we had to overcome. So it was a tough one for me too. I had tears come up. Like I had to, it really hurt my heart. I've had my own share of injuries, and I know how tough those things can be. And just like we said at the beginning of this episode, like your identity, sometimes you kind of fall into it, like the type of success that you have on the football field. And just because you're injured, it doesn't mean that you're not available. You know what I'm saying? Or that you can't be available to everybody around you. So shout out to Zach Ertz, man.
Yeah, shout out to
Zach Ertz. Like I love you, man. I appreciate you, man. You are definitely inspiring and motivational to me. And I said Zach Ertz, but what I really meant is Jalen Hurts. And the type of game that they had last night, man, it was tough, man. Turn the ball over on 2 plays on one. Turn the ball over twice on 1 play is definitely blooper worthy.
Yeah, for sure. That's the kind of game we having today, man.
I think they had 6 turnovers. It was 6 turnovers in the first half. Like, but those games are the type of games that I like to watch. Like both teams making adjustments on the fly, both teams getting hit with adversity on the fly, both teams trying to figure it out on the fly. Justin Herbert playing with a broken hand, and you can see him like kind of running, like when he fall, he kind of don't want to like put that hand down. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You see that defense going after it. Jordan Davis had an amazing game. In the absence of Jalen Carter, like he is stepping up. Like
he's tough.
He is showing that he. Obviously, he's more priority being a run stopper, but he's showing you that he can rush the passer. I think he had 2 sacks last night.
He got out there for sure.
His first 2 years with the Eagles, I think he had 3.5 sacks, and he had 4 going into the game last night, and I think he's up to 6 now. He has just as many sacks as me, going to the game. So he's showing you that he's an all around defensive tackle. He's one of the stars in this league. And, when you see him on TV, of course he looks huge, but I'm here to tell you in person, like the guy is a giant. He's a giant. And when they pair him up with Jalen Carter, like they had one of the toughest defensive fronts in the NFL. So it's tough to see that type of adversity. They just won the Super Bowl last year. And they lost 3 in a row, which is not typical of the Philadelphia Eagles.
I think they get it together. I think they figured, like, you had that many turnovers and still have an opportunity to win the game, take it to OT. Like, I think they're going to be all right. I don't think you can count on 4 picks by Jalen Hurts every game. So they're going to be all right. AJ dropped a touchdown too. So they're going to be okay. Saquon got it going, though. He took one.
Saquon got it going. Do you think it's any correlation with the Eagles winning or losing games and AJ Brown having success, because the last 3 games have been 3 of AJ's best games, but they've lost those. You see any correlation with that?
I don't know. It's a little tricky, man. You don't want to say it, but it kind of looks like it. But he could have, he had an opportunity to win the game with that touchdown, but
that touchdown was tough. Like, he had a DB, he had guys on him, and he wasn't.
You the guy.
He wasn't open, and like he wasn't open. Jalen still threw him the ball, and he kind of. It was a tough. I don't think anybody could have made that catch. Like, he had it, but the DB had his hands in between the pocket. Like, there was no way he could control that through the end zone and the limited amount of space that he had in the end zone. Like,
tough catch, but that's what separates.
There was no way. Any wide receiver in NFL today, like, he had a guy on him, still gave him the chance, but it's just like the guy had his hand in the pocket, like, even before he had his hands on the ball. Yes, and the rule of thumb is when they say with wide receivers, you put your hands on it, you're supposed to catch it.
Got to catch it.
Just in my opinion, playing 15 years in the National Football League, that I hate to say can't. That's one thing that I don't like to have in my vocabulary when I'm talking to my kids. Don't ever say can't. That's a bad word. Don't say can't. So I'm not saying that he couldn't have caught it. I'm just saying the odds of him making that catch were very, very low. It was still opportunity for him to do it, but that was an extremely challenging catch for him to be able to make.
Yeah. But you gotta, y'all space. Y'all don't really ain't no space for excuses or mistakes or whatever you want to call it. You gotta make it, bro. You gotta make that play, especially in you guys' league, though. So, but they'll be okay. Saquon got going. 4 picks. I mean, they'll be all right, man.
For me, I felt like the Chargers gonna win that game all along. It just kind of felt like, I don't know. It just, the energy and like Justin Herbert and the way the defense is playing, like Khalil Mack was close. I'm a Khalil Mack fan, so I'm just watching like Khalil Mack and I don't want to butcher the other defensive end's name, but 45. Like, I'm just that's where my view is. I'm watching those guys, and they was humming, like they was coming all game. Denzel Perryman, he was all around the ball. Dean, the middle linebacker for the Eagles, like, he had a big time sack, and he missed another one, like, came straight through. Coach Fangio, he was dialing up those blitzes for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Bro, that was a good game, bro.
He was. That last drive in overtime. Let me get your opinion, Theo.
Talk to me.
New overtime rules. Are you receiving the ball first or are you kicking the ball first?
Defense. I want to go on defense first.
It's something to be said that if you get the ball first, you get 2 possessions. You see what I'm saying? Like, because in that 10-minute span, it's only time for 3 possessions.
Correct.
So if you get the ball first, the other team, they score 2, then you get another chance to end the game. But I want to go on defense first, so I know what we need. You know what I'm saying?
Well, know what we got to do. But I could see getting the ball first and putting the pressure on them. So I mean, it go, boy. But I'd rather go on defense first because
that's exactly what the Chargers did last night. They got the ball first, went down and scored.
Only 3 though.
Yeah, they did. It was only 3. Yeah, they got the ball. They went out and scored a field goal. Herbert, those runs, he just know when to, like. He didn't do it all game, but at the end of the football game, he ran, and then in overtime, he ran. Dickinson, that kicker, like, oh my God, he's emerging like as one of the stars in his league for sure.
Good kicker talk. That was good.
It's good kicker talk. It was 2 great kickers, Elliott and Dickinson last night. But they get the field goal, and I'm thinking that, Hurts, they about to go score.
They was going to win it. They wasn't trying to get no 3. They was going to win it. They
went for it on 4th down. It did. How about the offside? Offsides? Like, if you Yahweh, I know you just feel like an idiot. Like, it's 4th and 4. It's 4th and 4 in overtime. They do like a little checky, and you jump off sides.
So how for a D lineman in a guy to get to the quarterback all the time, how do you train yourself not to jump off sides though? Because there's so much going on and it's
For me, it's times in the game where you can take your chance. Like
Yeah.
4th and 4, I'm not doing it. 4th and 5, I'm not doing it. 4th and 6, I'm not doing it. The times where I like to take chances early in the game, where you want to jump the snap count. If it's 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8, yeah, I can. You can jump the snap count then, because if I'm offsides, then it's only.
Okay.
It's gonna be 3rd and 3 or 3rd and 2. You see what I'm saying? But if it's 3rd and 5, like if you jump outside, they're gonna get the first down. So then you can kind of like feel it too. Like I'm looking at the ball and I'm just looking at everybody, and instead of getting down and squatting and trying to jump it, then I just like I'll wait for him to go, kind of like just to be sure. And those big time moments, just being aware of where you are in the game, like. I turn it up a little bit or I turn it down a little bit. It just depends. You can still get sacks on both. Obviously, you have a higher percentage of getting sacks if you jump it into being extra aggressive.
Yeah.
But you got the chances of you doing some crazy stuff too happen when you're a little bit more aggressive too. So I just kind of turn it down.
Are you able to see the play clock at all?
Yeah, that's one of my biggest tools that I use is watching the play clock. But that can be deceptive too. I played the Chargers one time and they knew that I watched the play clock and they just waited to the clock ran out, and then the clock got down to 1 and I jumped and they didn't snap it. And they actually had coached the Pro Bowl that year, and I asked them about that and they was like, yeah, that was just a play. That was just a play. We were just waiting for you because we knew you timed the snap count and we were just waiting for you to jump. Like if you didn't jump, we were just gonna take the 5 yards and punt the ball.
That's pretty dope.
They had a Monsters Inc. broadcast too. I think, Disney owns ESPN, so they're able to incorporate, some of these amazing broadcasts that we have with, these Monster Inc. broadcasts. It is dope. I think it's a way that you can get the younger audience involved in football.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So you got Mike Wazowski and all these guys out there, and it's able for you to win over young fans. And when you can get to a fan early, like 3, 4, 5, like you have, this is the next generation of the NFL. And that's how you keep the NFL, relevant. That's how you keep it the number one sports league in the NFL. The Chiefs and the Ravens playoff chances getting slimmer and slimmer.
Oh man, I can't believe it. They saying the Mahomes era over, man. That's what they saying. That was the people saying.
Boy, y'all crazy. Yeah. I know that may be what the people say, because people say crazy things all the time.
This is true.
Yeah, I mean, even if y'all better hope Mahomes made the playoffs. The NFL better hope Mahomes made the playoff this season. Because if he don't make the playoffs this season, this is the first time in his career that he don't make the playoff. What you think we're gonna see next year?
Yeah, demon time.
Y'all gonna create a beast. Y'all gonna create what? Y'all better hope Mahomes made the playoffs, because y'all don't want to see Mahomes angry. Last year he had the Super Bowl. Like every single year he had the Super Bowl. He never really had an off season where he could like sit back and like just put all his focus into it. Man, the NFL world, they better hope that Mahomes made the playoffs. I'm just telling you.
It's tough, man. It's tough. It's tough right now. It's looking, I think 16% chance right now. So they're gonna
even
need
if he
some help.
don't, let's say if he don't make the playoffs, Mahomes is gonna be angry. This is how villains are made. Last year he cut his hair. They lost the Super Bowl. He cut his hair. Mahomes might come back bald next year. He might come back. Bro, he might come back bald next year, like just anger in his eyes. Like, bro, y'all don't want that. The NFL don't want to see that. And let's say Travis Kelce don't play next year. They're gonna have a little bit extra money to go out and get these weapons. They're gonna have a top pick for the first time, and I don't know how long. Like, they're gonna have a top pick, and Kansas City, they don't miss on picks. They're going to have a top pick, and where they be year 3. Like, bro, listen, let's just, y'all better hope Mahomes makes the playoffs, because the type of villain that it created, if he don't, I don't think the NFL world is ready. Lamar Jackson, it's been times, he's dealt with this. Like, Lamar, it'd probably be better for Lamar if they don't make the playoffs, because he can like get his body back right and like get a little bit healthy and a little bit adversity. A little bit adversity for teams like that. Like, bro, y'all don't want to like motivate these. Y'all don't want to motivate those guys more than what they already are motivated. Like, the NFL world better hope they both make the playoffs.
For y'all's sake. But you know these windows they start to get smaller and smaller every year. Guys getting older, the dynamic changes, and teams are getting better also. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know everybody. I don't think people are scared of the Chiefs right now, or even scared of the Ravens.
I didn't say the Chiefs. I said Patrick Mahomes.
Well, yes, it's true.
I said Patrick Mahomes. So, I know Patrick Mahomes from a competitive standpoint, and I know him off the field, and he got those Kobe eyes, bro. Like he got that Kobe energy, bro. Y'all better hope Patrick Mahomes will make it. Lamar Jackson, he coming out there like, I wouldn't say he got the Kobe eyes, like, but he a sniper too. Like y'all,
nah, for sure.
Y'all don't want to motivate these guys already. Y'all don't want to motivate them more than what they already are motivated. Like then you're gonna have the media, like the media play a huge role in this. They're gonna be like, these guys are nobody to worry about, and they just gonna be stoking the fire. Like I think this Patrick Mahomes era is over, and I could just see Patrick Mahomes just sitting at the house, like looking at that headline, just fuming, like. They're gonna come back next year and they're gonna be extra motivated, bro. Y'all better hope not. That controversial overturned touchdown in the Ravens game, that was crazy. Isaiah Likely, he had it, then 2 steps, and then the ball comes out, and they say it was a no catch. Was that on 4th down too?
I want to say yes. No, I'm gonna say no. I ain't sure. I'm not 100% sure though. But you giving that's a catch? What is a catch? Is that a catch?
It was not a catch because
I agree. I agree.
I know what it looked like. He had the ball and he caught it, and immediately when you catch it, you take 2 steps, but he just had the ball like extended.
It's not like he didn't complete it. Yeah.
Like if he would have just had it in one hand and like this going from 2 hands to 1 hand up, that would have been a catch. But just it was right on the verge. It was 95%. It was 95% a catch, but you needed to be 100% to be a catch. So,
complete the catch. You know what I'm saying? So
you need to be all the way. So no, it wasn't a catch. And
I actually agree.
Mike Tomlin, he does it again, and that was probably Aaron Rodgers' best game as a Steeler. You see him like celebrating after one of his worst games as a Steeler versus the Buffalo Bills the week before. You come back, this following weekend, it was his best game. And that just shows you the type of guy that Aaron Rodgers is. Like Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes, like y'all think they don't be listening? They be listening, bro. Like you think that the media be saying don't be getting to them? Like they be listening, bro. So
yeah, for sure.
They might even be watching the podcast thinking like waiting for me to say something like, hey. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it, man.
We don't want no trouble.
Yeah, I don't want no trouble with y'all, man. Like
DK went off too.
They 2 of my guys, man. I like those guys. And with the Browns, Myles Garrett inches closer to the sack record, now at 20 sacks. I definitely think he'll get it. We got 4 games left. The record is 22 and a half sacks. We got 4 games left. I think he gets it. I think he gets it. I think he gets it by he'll have 23 sacks. Will it be 24 sacks? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I think, the closer he gets to it, the more and more attention that they're going to pay to Myles Garrett. And I think they're starting to say like, hey, like if we're going to lose the game, we're not going to let Myles Garrett do it.
You don't want to be the team that gives it up, right? Yeah,
they don't want to be the guys that gave him like the record. So if I know one thing about this league, we got some haters in this league, though. We got some haters in the league, and they paying attention to. They done seen him get 5 sacks, 4 sacks, 3 sacks, and he 2.5 sacks away. Like I think that if they're gonna lose the game, they're gonna be like, okay, we might lose the game and we might get sacked, but we ain't gonna let Myles Garrett do it.
He ain't do it on us at least. Like,
he ain't doing it on us. So I think they'll make it tougher, but I still think he gets it, and I think he gets it by a half sack. But we'll just see, like, if he get 2 sacks this game, like, he only a half sack away, then it might be 24. But I think he does it. I'm just waiting for him to do it. Like, got a post ready to go for Myles Garrett. Like, my Aggie brother, is from Dallas too. Like, I want him to get it, and I'm looking forward to him. I'm looking forward to him getting it, and I want to see him have success. It's been tough around the league as far as injuries. Daniel Jones suffered a Achilles injury and the loss to the
Yeah,
Colts.
it's so tough, bro.
It's been tough. I didn't know he had been dealing with injuries with a lower leg injury throughout, the season. It might have been him overcompensating for that, but contract year for Daniel Jones, like he was finally starting to turn the corner, and you could just see like the big payday coming, like the 5-year, $250 million deal coming, like for Daniel Jones. And I still think they do something. Like, the Dallas Cowboys, they paid Dak Prescott, and he had broke his leg. He had a compound fracture in his leg, and they paid Dak Prescott. So I think that he's done enough for them to like have faith in him and for him to be the guy moving forward. Injuries are tough, but the one thing about injuries is they open the door for someone else to have success. And Phillip Rivers, 44 years old, coming out of retirement, leaving the high school coaching job to go to the Colts to get a workout in. He last played in 2020. I think he gets the job. I think what else do they? I mean, it's a Hail Mary now. Like they traded for Sauce Gardner, gave him 2 first-round picks. You them already heads the future into right now. Like they familiar with Phillip Rivers? Yeah, man, y'all come on, man. Let's ride, man. That's what I'm doing.
44 though.
They going to the playoffs. Phillip Rivers is a winner. And who knows, like maybe Phillip Rivers, he comes back and he has the spark and he leads them to a Super Bowl. Like how great would that be? And that's
that story,
that has been the one thing that Phillip Rivers has not done in his career. And that could be nothing in life happens by coincidence. Phillip Rivers, he comes back to the Colts and gives them the spark that they need, take them over the hump, and they win the Super Bowl. 44-year-old Phillip Rivers. They're gonna have a movie. They're gonna have a movie about this season.
This is a Disney movie, man.
It's a Disney movie. And they're gonna have Will Ferrell. Will Ferrell is gonna play Phillip Rivers. Watch.
All right, there we go. We calling it right now. But so how does that go? Does the agent call? Did he how does that? Man, somebody retire? Yeah, that's.
I don't know, man. I'm sure like they got guys that they got a close tab, because if you think about all the other quarterbacks that's available. This seems like they wanted Phillip. Like it seems like they didn't want him to leave. I'm assuming, but it's just going off for because it's all the other quarterbacks, but you want Phillip Rivers, So it just seems like that they want him. They familiar with him, probably running the same offense that that they ran while he was there. He probably might be familiar with his offense. He's definitely familiar with his team. He took him to the playoffs in 2020. He's a grandfather. He's a grandfather playing in the National Football League, 44 years old. If you know me, I'm a fan of Phillip Rivers. Played Phillip Rivers for a long time in the AFC West. And I'm a fan of Phillip Rivers. And this is the one thing that he needs on his resume, a Super Bowl win or a big moment in the playoffs. Like, this is all he needs. Does this affect his 2022 Hall of Fame status? It might, though. If he comes back, does he have to wait?
Starts over, right?
Does he got to wait 5 more years?
Yeah, I think it starts over.
He'll be 50 years old. He'll be 50 years old before he's eligible again. That's crazy, bro.
For the love of the game, man. I'm back out here, man.
Walter Payton, Man of the Year. For us, Bobby Wagner, Denver Broncos, Gary Bowles. For the Buffalo Bills, Deion Dawkins. Those are all of my guys. I think Deion Dawkins is the Walter Payton Man of the Year almost every year. Like, part of his life is just giving back. Sometimes you got to try I got to fit it into my schedule. Like, that is Brian. That is Deion Dawkins' schedule. That is what he does. That's what he comes from. Community service, being a steward for the community, giving back to the youth, giving back to Buffalo. Shout out to Deion Dawkins, Gary Bowles. Man, he's such an amazing guy. I've been knowing him for so long. Like, he's similar. Like, that's just part of his personality on who he is. Giving back to the community. Back in Utah, he does stuff. In Denver, he does stuff. Getting with the kids, while they're young. Like, he doesn't have to fit Tom on his schedule to do that. That is his schedule. Yeah. And Bobby Wagner, like, he's such an amazing dude on and off the football field. He's one of the smartest players that I ever played with. I'm not even talking about on the football field as far as plays and stuff. I'm just talking about the type of person that he is, the way he carries himself. Those three guys, shout out to those guys.
One time for y'all boys.
The most prestigious award in the NFL, the Walter Payton Man of the Year, man. It is definitely an amazing honor. Shout out to those guys. Miami plays Texas A&M. Miami was one of the schools that I wanted to go to. I got a lot of buddies over there that went to Miami, from DJ Williams and all of those guys. They coming down to College Station. They play next week, so I'm not going to go deep into it, but y'all know what time it is. I think, Theo, that's your thing too, ain't it?
Yeah. My dad actually went there too, and I'm from there, so everything in Miami. So, yeah, it's going down, man. It's going down. College Station.
That's going to be a big game. That's going to be a big game for us down in College Station. I like I said, I'm not gonna get deep into it. Like, we'll do it next week for next week's episode. We'll have a whole segment on there. We'll have DJ Williams come on and we'll talk. We'll talk ball. We'll talk about it next week. But I do think they got it right.
I agree. Me too.
I think the teams that are in the college football playoffs, I think they did a good job. Obviously it's gonna be some teams that they feel like that they should have made it.
Notre Dame. They pissed.
Yeah, Notre Dame, they said, man, we ain't doing no bowl games. Like, we ain't doing nothing.
Doing nothing.
Hey, that's tight. That's how I am too. Like, I'm a sore loser. If y'all get to know me, like, bruh, I hate losing more than I love winning. I like, bruh, it's that I don't take losing well. So I can kind of, see where Notre Dame coming from. But still, though, you want the guys to go to a bowl game, though. You can use that game for developmental purposes,
for sure.
Team camaraderie, team building. Like, you go somewhere, you playing a bowl game. Like, when I was in college, that was one of my favorite things to do, is like bowl season and go play in the bowl game. So it's he's the guy, head coach. He's the guy. I'm sure it was the athletic director involved in it too. It just wasn't the head coach. Yeah. It's all type of people that's involved in that decision of not accepting the bowl bid. But they obviously had their reasons. Just for me personally, I like bowl season. You work so hard to be eligible for a bowl. Like, get a kids. It's
that's what I'm saying. The experience. It's experience too.
Yeah, it's the experience. Like, get a kids. Obviously you want to be in the playoffs, but like, come on. Like, get the kids. It's still bowl season. Like, you still get to go whoop up on somebody, like, and play somebody else. Like, you got bowl gifts. You get to go to another city. Like,
for sure. Fam get to come out, see you play. It's an experience, bro.
Yeah, so, like, it's an experience. I don't agree with it, but they obviously had their reasons, and it is what it is. I support it.
How do you feel? How you feel about the college playoff thing? Do you like the setup? Do you cool with that, or?
Yeah, I like the setup. The only way you can make it better is to add more teams, and I just think it's they started with 4 teams. Going. They started with 4 teams, then they went to 8 teams, and now we had 12 teams. Like
12.
The only way to make it better is to add more teams, and you're just gonna make the college football season even longer. So
Sweet 16 or something, like, I don't know. I mean, basketball.
I think if you get up to 16 teams, there's still gonna be teams that's like, oh, we should have made it. So either way,
the 17 team gonna be
It's gonna be 24 teams at the end of it. Like, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, like. Maybe you take off 2 more games, like, during the regular season, and you add more games, like, you add more games to the playoffs. I don't know, like, it's always gonna feel somebody left out with it,
Yeah, for sure. I see a lot of people's mad about James Madison making it, so they were like, "What are we doing? This is the best 12 teams." Then it's like the conference winners, and a lot of people didn't want Bama in there because they just lost the conference game. They like 9-3, so it's just a lot of I don't know. You got to win your games, though. You got to go out there. And that's how UM got in over Notre Dame, the head. So,
you
got to win your games.
Either way it go, you're going to have people agreeing with it. Either way it go, you're going to have people not agreeing with it. People going to be able to paint their own narrative as far as, like, why they don't agree with it. And as far as painting narratives, let's get to the free reign segment. The Diddy documentary, the type of narrative that they painted about Puff Daddy and Diddy was insane. It was explosive.
Yeah.
Some of the allegations that they had in there was crazy. For me, in 1994, I was 5 years old, 6 years old. Like I was 10 in 1999. Like I wasn't aware, but you see like all this stuff going on. Like Tupac passed away, then Biggie passed away. Like it's, you hear about it, but I wasn't like aware in the hip hop space to actually know like what was going on. And then they take you back through it. They take you back. They bring you back. Like I'm seeing it from a 36-year-old's point of view. I'm seeing what was happening, like from the narrative they painted in the documentary, which is tricky because, 50 don't like Puffy. So the type of narrative they painted in there, it wasn't a good look. They tried to. They made him look evil. They kind of insinuated that he was responsible for Tupac's and Biggie's death. They kind of insinuated that all of these things that have happened to Puffy throughout this 30 to 40 year period, and somehow Diddy gets out of it. Like he was the mastermind behind all of this stuff. Yeah. He's was a billionaire, but obviously he was very, very cheap. That's what they say. The allegation. They said that he wanted to throw Biggie the biggest funeral that New York has ever seen, but then he was going to back charge Biggie after death. As far as the contract, they gave Biggie everything that he wanted in his contract, and then he died. And then the allegation said that they changed some of the stuff in his contract that was more favorable to Bad Boy. They talk about the Cassie Ventura situation, Kim Porter, like all over the spot. They talk about the Diddy parties and freak offs that they was having. They talk about all this stuff from the baby oil and all of just the narrative they painted. It was crazy, but it was definitely entertaining. Me being the type of music head that I am, just to see it from that point of view and to see the type of grip that Puff Daddy Diddy had on the music industry. Like he was that guy. Like he really was. Sure. He was that guy. Like he was definitely talented at what he did. He was definitely tenacious. And you see the famous, like, I have to have, like, give me something to do. Like you see, like, where all that was coming from. And, from making the band to Aubrey O'Day to like all the stuff. The one thing that they didn't have in there was Farnsworth Bentley. What happened to Farnsworth? Yeah,
I seen a couple people. I keep asking. Everybody just asking, like, where is he? Why he isn't in here? Da, da, da. He got away clean. He's probably somewhere just living his life, not on social media, just keeping it like just chilling, man. But I don't know if you want to call some of that stuff narratives, though, bro.
What do you mean narratives?
Some of that stuff was like facts, bro.
How do you know it was fact? It was the. How do you know it was fact? It's when you have a documentary. Yeah. Like I control the perspective. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And the perspective that they was pointing out was it was not favorable for Diddy. And if Diddy had a documentary, I'm sure that the perspective that he would come from, it would make it look like that everything that happened was everybody else's fault. So that's what I mean by the narrative. I'm not saying whether it was true or false or not. Just out of respect to all the people that was involved in this documentary and all the victims, because it's clearly victims in this documentary. Just out of respect to everybody in there, like I'm just saying that the narrative that they painted from the documentary put them in a bad light. Like I want to be respectful from both sides, whether you're for Diddy or you're not for Diddy. The documentary itself, the perspective that they painted, it made Diddy look evil, and it showed a lot of things, and it was definitely entertaining. But just out of respect, out of everything, I'm going with the narrative thing. The narrative that 50 Cent painted, he was the executive producer on it. It wasn't a good one. And if you know about Diddy and 50 and the long lasting beef that they painted, like if you're 50, you're gonna try to paint a narrative that
the worst.
This is what you wanted. This is what you wanted if you're 50.
No, for sure.
This documentary was on Netflix. It's number one on Netflix for the last 3 weeks. And speaking of Netflix, Netflix is going crazy. They are in a hostile bid war for Warner Bros. I thought they had already completed the deal. I thought it was a $45 billion deal that they had completed. But obviously they're still going back and forth. I think Paramount has something to say about it. But if you look at Warner Bros. And the type of things that they own HBO, HBO Max, Harry Potter, Batman, Superman, like all of these movies and all of these franchises, they are now a part of Netflix. Like
Netflix.
So you got Game of Thrones, like Entourage, like all of these iconic like series and movies, The Green Mile, like all of these things are a part of Netflix now. Would you be able to watch? I'm curious to see, would you be able to watch Game of Thrones on Netflix now, or they just keep HBO and HBO Max the same? They just own it.
I don't know. I wonder, do they got ownership of everything though? Like just one stop shop, man.
Everything that do you put it all on Netflix? Because HBO Max is so iconic. Like
Netflix don't want nobody to do nothing. Yeah, everybody come here.
All of this is Blockbuster's fault.
For sure.
All of this is Blockbuster's fault. Like way back in the day, like Netflix, they gave them the opportunity. They basically said, "Hey, buy us." And Netflix, and then
they ain't see it.
Blockbuster was like, "No, why would we do that? A streaming service? It'll never happen."
Look at this guy.
Look at these guys. They gonna stream. They gonna do streaming. Who do they think they are? Boom. Fast forward.
Going to Blockbuster was so like that Friday. You like, dog. That shit was the best, dog. Yeah. That was the best. That was a step in time, man. Being able to go there, rent your favorite movie, get your popcorn, maybe that was dope, bro. You know what I'm saying? So. I think it's like one last Blockbuster left somewhere. I think it's like one left, like somewhere. So.
Yeah. Netflix sent Blockbuster home packing. And other news that we have OBJ's quote saying that $100 million is not life-changing money. I would say $100 million, 100, comma 000, comma 000.00 in itself, right there, $100 million is life-changing money. Yeah. I think OBJ, his message, what he was trying to get to is the way the payment is structured. It was structured in a way that he couldn't do the type of things that he wanted to set up like generational money for the rest of his life. At the same time, it is generational money. I would say this, but just to clear up what OBJ was saying, you have $100 million contract. Let's say if you live in LA, you're getting taxed almost 50%. You got $100 million contract over 5 years. They're gonna take off half of that when they pay you. So they're not giving you. So that's $20 million a year. They're not giving you $20 million up front. They're giving you that $10 million that you have over the course of 32 weeks. Because now in the NFL, you don't get paid every 17 weeks. It's like 32 weeks. So you divide that up by that $10 million up by 32 weeks. And that's what you're getting paid. And, obviously he has other responsibilities too. Like he has, mortgages or houses or investments. You can even say investments. Say if you invest some of that money, you don't have the money to live and do anything. Like whether you spend it or you invest it, like the money is not available to you. It's not liquid. So 1 year you get $10 million. Say if you buy a house, you have a mortgage, you put a mortgage on it, you invest some, like the money is not available to you. And then you do that over a 5-year period. It's a contract. So say if I sell my chicken business, Greener Pastures Chicken, for $100 million, I get that money now and I'm able to put that money up and I'm able to build interest off of that, and I pay taxes on it the following year. It's two totally different things. Like A contract is different than selling your business and getting money. Either way it go, if you manage it right, yes, you can live off of it for the rest of your life. And I think that was the message that was kind of lost in the message
for sure.
And I think people sometimes attack the messenger instead of the message. And I think where this is coming from, over the last decade, you've seen Odell live a life that, just being honest, that some people they probably was envious of. You see him here with Drake. You see him on private jets. You see him with the jury. You see him with diamonds in his teeth. You see him at this award show, and you see him here. You see him there, all across the world. And you sound like, bro, all of this is not free. It all costs money to be able to do that. So when you see him, like, say, $100 million is not life-changing money, immediately you just start attacking him. Like, hey, what? Like, if you wasn't chasing Drake or you wasn't flying private, then you still have money. And that's not what he's saying. I'm almost certain that he has money available to him. He's not broke. If people see him like selling his clothes and selling like his Chrome Heart stuff and his football cleats, like, bro, like, I already wore this stuff. Like, I'm just supposed to keep it in my closet. Like,
just to show you I ain't broke. Like, that's
I'm just supposed to hold like all this Chrome Heart luggage up in my closet. Like, I'm just supposed to, like, I already bought the stuff. I wore it like 10 years ago, 8 years ago. I'm just supposed to hold on to it just because. Like, if you can resell that stuff and get the money back for that and use that money and repurpose that money, like, why not do it? Like, you're just supposed to have a closet full of stuff that you ain't worn in 5-6 years. Like, they just immediately associate that with, like, oh, OBJ is going broke, this and that. Like, but I would never, like what OBJ has said, I would never discuss finances like that on like a podcast or like bring up that subject. It's just not, it's a lose-lose situation to say, hey, to talk about $100 million, which 99% of the population will never ever see, will never ever experience. So the outcome of that will most definitely be negative. If you're talking about money with people that have never had money or never will get the opportunity to see that type of money, like, it's only like a negative perception that can come from that. But just to clear up what OBJ was saying, like, he's talking about a contract, and all the athletes are familiar with this. It's something that you have to learn coming in. Whenever you get in the National Football League, or when basketball work, you find that out quick. Like, it's not, you sign a $100 million deal. You don't get $100 million right now. Like, and if you do, like, say if you get a $100 million deal and they give you a $40 million signing bonus, they're giving you $40 million of it up front. When you get that $40 million, it's cut in half. It's really $22 million. And with that $22 million, you have to put some up. Like, you're not just going to have it sitting in your bank. You're going to invest that. You're going to put some here. You're going to buy real estate. You're going to buy properties, whatever it is. Like, you don't have that liquid money available to you anymore because you got $40 million of it. You say if you invested $12 million of that, you got 10 left. You do some real estate properties, or you do whatever it is. Like, it just starts to go down. Like, you don't have liquid. It's not saying that you don't have money, but it's not liquid for you to be able to hold on to it and just.
It's tied up in things, yeah.
It's tied up in things, like, to just keep going over. Like, yes, you did sign a $100 million contract, but you have the money tied up where it's not liquid to you anymore. Just to clear up what OBJ was saying. Like, I'm not.
Yeah, they want to attack him, bro. That
like,
just all kind of.
They wanted to attack him. Like, you see Shannon Sharp say, "Oh, this and that. You should be flying private." This, like, bro. I get it.
The man said you just don't get the whole 100, and that just set everybody off. Like,
you just said everybody off.
You don't get the whole 100.
I'm just clearing it up. Like, I'm not saying what I do. I'm not saying what I do, what people should do with their money. I'm not saying none of that. I'm just clearing up his message a little bit. Like, that's all it is. Like,
Vaughn, do you get the whole $100 million?
You over the course of that contract, yes, you sign a $100 million deal. Yes, yes, on the thing, but when it come to you, it don't come. It is not $100 million invested in your account. Obviously, hey, if I sign a $100 million deal and you give me $100 million right now, I get $100 million check. Yes, that is
Yes.
Generational money. And yes, I like, hey, $100 million check right now, like you can be flexible with that. Like you can put 50 over here, live like you know what I'm saying? You put 50 over here, you invest 50, like now you got another 50, you buy like a little $2 million house right here, then you put this, you can even do something in crypto. Like now you can, you know what I'm saying, invest in
he did his contract like that, remember too?
You can diversify your portfolio when you got that much liquid cash. But over the course of a deal, like you getting a certain amount over a 5-year period. So I'm just clearing up the perspective, like on what it is. Like, yes, even off that 5-year deal, you should be able to live for the rest of your life. Like you invested the right way, you have a budget, you do the things that you're supposed to do. Yes, you can live the rest of your life.
Which he said too. He said that. He said, I don't have to work. He said that. I'm straight for the rest of my life. I am straight. Yes.
You can live a modest life. You can do whatever you can. If you do it the right way, you have the right financial mindset about it, and you invest it, you have the right financial advisors around you. You can invest it, you can budget, and you can live a life that you want to live for the rest of your life and your kids' life. Yes, I'm agreeing with y'all. But I just think what he said got lost in translation, like $100 million, and it just rubbed people the wrong way because the people that he was talking, the people that was watching that documentary, like $100 million, it's only 1% of people that will ever experience anything like that. The people that's watching this podcast is the other 99%. So they're not trying to hear like, oh no. But so I'm not saying nothing about the money, $100 million, this and that. I'm just clearing up the message that OBJ was trying to portray. Now, moving on to the final segment of the day, which is my favorite segment of the day, Miller's Mailbag. This is your chance to be part of my show. Send in your questions or videos. You send in a video, we'll play it on here. And we won't have Theo read it. We'll just play your video and I'll answer the question. But Theo, what do we got today in this week's mailbag?
The mailbag, we got Black Boy King. He asks, if you could give me 3 exercises to do to be an elite pass rusher, what would they be?
3 exercises that you could do to be an elite pass rusher. This is from Von Miller. For me, I think pass rush starts from the ground up. I think the get off is the most important part of a pass rush. So something I would do is you have 10 yards. You have 10 yards. I would do assisted, resisted, and free sprints. So you have a 10-yard sprint. You start at the goal line, and you have somebody pulling you back either with like a bungee cord or like a belt or anything where you can get a positive angle and you can run. And you do that for 10 yards as fast as you can. And then you walk back, and then you have a bungee cord and you have somebody pulling you. Like you start at the 1-yard line and you have somebody pulling you for 10 yards. So you kind of getting assisted through 10 yards. And then you do a free one. So now you just start at the 1-yard line and you don't have anybody pulling you or pushing you. You just start at the 1-yard line, the goal line, and you just go for 10 yards as fast as you can, like a sprint. You're doing your 10 yards. And you do that 3 times. That's what I do. That's what I do still to this day. In the weight room, I think the lower body is one of the most important things of a pass rush. So I do Bulgarian split squats. You can start with one leg elevated behind you, and you just like lean. You just do like a lunge into that quad. Do 5 sets of 4 or 4 sets of 5, however you want to look at it. And you go up. For me, I start with 60 pounds. I have a dumbbell in each hand. I start with 60. Then I go to 70. Then I go to 80. Then I either go to 90 or 100. And I do both legs like that. And then immediately after that, I go to some explosive like box jumps, like not double leg, single leg too. So I like step up and jump up in the air, step up and jump up in the air, like I'm working on that same get off. And those would be the 3 exercises that I would do base level for you to be able to take your game to the next level. It starts from the ground up, and that's what I would give to not only you, but all the young guys out there. That's something that you could do. As soon as you start lifting weights, 7th, 8th grade, those are some of the things that I would stick to. Some of the things that I wish I would have started doing sooner. What other questions do we have, Theo?
We got Blitz Fits. You know, they said, who's the flyest on the Commander squad?
Flyest person on the Commanders is definitely Mikey Sandersteele, number 0. Like he just got it. Like smaller guy too, so it's always easier for guys. It's always easier for smaller guys to be able to dress too. And I even go with one of the big guys too, because it's tougher. So if you got big guys that's clean too, that's even more impressive to me, because if you small, like if you Mikey Sandersteele, you almost for sure that they always got your shoe size. They always got your waist. They got a medium or a large or a small, whatever you wear. They got your jacket size, hat size, whatever it is. Mikey Sanders still got that. But for the big guys on the team, man, Laramie Tunsil, like he's nice. 300-pounder. Like for him to be able to like find his style, like at 300 pounds, to me, is more impressive than the little guys. Because little guys, you just got to have, you just got to be creative and find your stuff like Mikey is. So Mikey, Laramie Tunsil, those are my 2 most stylish teammates. And that's it. Free Range, episode 6. I appreciate you guys for tapping in. Don't forget to count your chickens. Go and check out greenerpastureschicken.com. Catch us next week on Wednesday. Every Wednesday. It's an honor and a privilege. Remember, pressure is privilege. It takes what it takes. Thanks. I appreciate you guys. Gig 'em. If you're rocking with this show, be sure to follow us at your favorite podcast app. And while you're there, go ahead and drop a 5-star rating and leave a review. I want to hear what you think. Free Range with Von Miller is presented by Odyssey. Our executive producers from Odyssey are Leah Reese-Dennis, Danny Freisinger, and Greg Hoseman. The show is produced by James Jackson and Evan O'Brien. Video production and creative design by Kurt Courtney and Lauren Vieira. Special thanks to Ben Swanson and Theo Smith and the team at Odyssey. Maura Corin, Melissa Wester, Isabella Apple, Hillary Shuff, Eric Donnelly, Kate Rose, Colin Gaynor, Sean Cherry, and Jake Gallen. We appreciate you guys.